up, collectors? My name is Scott. Welcome back to another episode of MadMage Collector. For today's video, we have a double feature. I recently attended another free signing event at my local comic book shop. This time they had a comic book artist there, Bernard Chang, so you'll get to see my interaction with him and what books I got signed by him. I have also been reading and adding to my collection a lot of new comic book titles and new releases that have dropped within the past couple months, so figured I'd go through and give you a top 10 of, out of the dozens and dozens of new books that I've added to my collection. I'll give you my top 10, my personal top 10 favorites out of all the ones that I've been reading. So stay tuned and I hope you enjoy. Alright, collectors, so the Bernard Chang free signing event at Ultimate Comics, my local comic book shop, went very, very well. I got him to sign a couple comic books from my collection. He also signed for me, if you were there in the shop that day, if you spent $40 or more in the shop while he was there, you got a free print of the Phoenix. So he did this lovely art print of the Phoenix. He signed it for me, personalized it a little bit, did a little portrait, I think, of the Phoenix of Jean Grey there at the bottom. So I appreciate that. This is awesome, something new and cool. I don't have a lot of artwork like this in my collection of things, so that's something that I'll probably start adding is some art prints signed by various artists. So that's really, really cool. I also got him to sign 2 comic books from my collection. So Batman Beyond #4. So this is a Batman Beyond series from like 2015, 2016 that he did the interior penciling on in this book. And also got him to sign Cable #77 from the Cable early 90s comic book series. So he did I think a couple issues of that interior penciling as well. So very neat to get him to sign both these books. Aside from being an incredible artist, he was a very, very nice guy. I got to talk to him a little bit about his journey as an artist, things that he's enjoyed, books that he's enjoyed working on. He was particularly excited. Obviously he was there promoting a new book that he's working on, the Jean Grey comic book series with Marvel. He was a big X-Men reader growing up, so he was very excited to be working on a related X-Men title with the Jean Grey series. So it was very, very nice to meet him. I'm happy to have his work in my collection, signed work by him, and really cool art print of the Phoenix there. So it was a great event. I can't wait to see who they have come back next. Mark off Bernard Chang from my list of artists that I have met. So that was very, very, very cool. So let's go ahead and we'll move into my top 10. So these are books from my top 10 of new issues that I picked up over the last couple months. So let's get into it and see how I rank them. I'm sure you guys are very anxious to see what I have ranked as my number 1 book. So let's get started. All right, collectors, so number 10 on my personal top 10 list of new comic books that I've been collecting over the past couple months is Ultimate Invasion #3. So this is issue #3 of a 4-issue miniseries by Marvel. The story going on here is pretty complex. I'm having a little difficulty following, but it's interesting. There's a evil version of Reed Richards, basically, that is up to no good. And, there's an alternate, reality, an alternate Marvel universe that he's sort of been wreaking havoc and kind of creating discourse throughout. But the main reason that this made my top 10 is because of the excellent covers and interior art by Brian Hitch. So he's done a really good job so far on this series. The story's okay, but it's only a 4-part series, so I'll keep reading. I only got 1 more issue to go, so we'll see how it kind of wraps up and how they bring it home. So, but anyway, Ultimate Invasion #3, number 10 on my list. All right, collectors, so coming in at number 9 on the list is The Mandalorian issue #3. So this is the comic book adaptation of the show on Disney Plus, The Mandalorian, and pretty much, this issue goes exactly how episode 3 of season 2 of The Mandalorian went. So the Mandalorian, Din Djarin, and Grogu, the child, Baby Yoda, are landing on this, planet to get their ship repaired, and they come across Bo-Katan. and that is the key significance of this issue. It is the first appearance of Bo-Katan in a standard US comic book. I haven't been reading this series from issue 1. I don't plan on reading, the entire series as well. I just like the cover art here, and I like the fact that there was some key significance to it. But it pretty much goes exactly like how the show goes, and I'm a big fan of the show, so I enjoyed this read. I'm probably gonna rewatch the show again now. This kind of is scratching my itch for Star Wars, so who knows, maybe I'll get a couple more issues of this. But it was worthy of my top 10 for the cool cover and the key significance of first appearance of Bo-Katan in a standard US comic book. So there's number 9. All right, collectors, so coming in at number 8 on the top 10 list here, we have Wolverine issue number 36. So this is part 3 of the Weapons of Vengeance storyline here. You have Wolverine and the Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, are teaming up in this story. And obviously the main reason that this made the list is this awesome cover art by Ryan Stegman. And it's the first interior, story appearance and cover appearance of the Helverine, so a fiery, flamey, Ghost Rider-y version of the Wolverine. So that's awesome, and clearly really sick cover, so worthy of my top 10. All right, collectors, so clocking in at number 7 on the list, we have the Doomsday Special. So a neat little one-shot featuring the supervillain Doomsday, Superman's arch nemesis. Not so much Superman in this book. He's there a little bit in the beginning to kind of start off the storyline, but the main protagonists featured in this one-shot are the Martian Manhunter and Supergirl. I won't spoil too much of it for you, let you read it for yourself. But basically, they get recruited by the devil to come to hell and deal with Doomsday. He's creating some chaos, and the devil doesn't like that, so they come there to basically beat him into submission. And at the end of the book, there's a couple pages also dedicated to kind of setting up a story that's featuring the superhero Bloodwind. So I'm assuming there's going to be another maybe one-shot or mini-series involving Bloodwind and his journeys through the various circles of hell. So that was intriguing. Great interior artwork by artist Eddie Barrows, and then an awesome cover art here done by artist Bjorn Barons. So number 7. All right, collectors, so coming in at number 6 on our list, we have Batman Beyond Neo-Gothic number 1. Great cover art and interior art by artist Max Dunbar. Interesting story so far by writer Colin Kelly. The story in this series is starting out with Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond. He is descending into the underbellies of Gotham City, where he is investigating mysterious crimes of children that are going missing, and it is there where he meets for the first time and recruits the help of Kyle the Catboy. So a new character, first appearance of Kyle the Catboy in this first issue of Batman Beyond. Again, neat little story so far, great cover art, great interior art. I'll probably continue with it, so this is worthy of number 6 on my top 10. Real quick, collectors, just wanted to do a brief pause from the top 10 for a second and just remind you guys, if you enjoy the videos, if you enjoy the books that I'm collecting, the things that I'm opening and talking with you guys about on the channel, please like and comment on my videos, subscribe to my channel, join me for all this collecting fun that we do on these videos. I greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna do this regardless of how many subscribers, how many likes and clicks that I get. I like coming on here and talking into the ether, to whoever wants to listen, and just, share my hobby and my collection with you guys. So regardless, thank you for watching, but if you could, give it some meaning, click the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Let's get back into the top 10. All right, collectors, so cracking into the top 5 now, we're back with another Marvel title. So at number 5 on the top 10, we have Blade number 1. So the first issue in a new ongoing series featuring the character Blade. And this issue starts it off right. Lots of action, lots of vampires, blood and gore, Blade taking names and kicking ass as he does. Big Blade fan, love those movies with Wesley Snipes. Haven't read any of the previous Blade comic book series, so I wanted to pick up, start fresh with a new story, and with the new story comes new characters, so there is some key significance to this book. So it is the appearance of the new character, new threat, Adana, that Blade unintentionally unleashes in this first issue. So curious to see where that storyline goes, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Hoping it'll be awesome, so I'll continue reading. But anyway, there's number 5. All right, collectors, so coming in at number 4, we have Godzilla Rivals versus Space Godzilla. So an IDW one-shot Godzilla story, and you're probably thinking to yourself, really, Scott, a Godzilla title in your top 10? Heck yes, Godzilla is awesome. Don't care what anyone says. I love Godzilla. When I was a kid, I loved those movies. You know, me and my brother and my friends, you know, at sleepovers, you know, would just binge watch, you know, have marathons of Godzilla movies. So interesting timing, you know, picking up this book, you know, a couple weeks ago. My brother just texted me today a trailer for a new Godzilla movie that's coming out in the next year, so I'm pumped for that. I believe the title was Godzilla -1. I'm not sure, you know, what the significance is of that title, Godzilla -1, but it appears that Godzilla is going back, you know, to his roots. He's just going to be a big, bad, you know, awesome monster that's just wreaking havoc on Japan and destroying Tokyo. So can't wait to see that. Definitely gonna go to the movies and check that out when it comes out in theaters. But as far as this book, you know, in particular goes, the writing, awesome cover art, and the awesome interior art, all done by Matt Frank. So he did a really, really great job with this book. The story is cool. It read sort of like biblical, you know, almost like a prophecy that was being fulfilled. So that was neat the way he did that. But what really drew the story and kind of, you know, you really didn't even need to pay attention to the writing that was going on, because he did such a great job telling the story with his artwork from page to page. So it was really, really well done, and it was a great read. And that's why Godzilla has cracked my top 10, because this was an awesome book. So coming in at number 3 on the top 10 here is Magneto #1. First issue in a new 4-part miniseries featuring the character Magneto. Magneto being one of my all-time favorite villains, all-time favorite X-Men. He's just a character and a villain that just has so much depth and nuance to him, you know, throughout, you know, the X-Men stories and X-Men comic books. But in this new story that's going on, he is now, oddly enough, the headmaster of the Mutant Academy. He's taken on these new mutants under his wing to kind of show them the world and how to live and be themselves in this world of humans and mutants, you know, kind of being their guide. So that's an interesting, you know, kind of new perspective for that character. And at the end, you know, excitement picks up. New character burst on the scene, a new mutant, Ira or Ire, I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it, but she comes in and she kidnaps Magneto, and that's kind of how the book ends. So kind of a little cliffhanger ending. So we'll see how it plays out. Only 4 issues, so I'm gonna go through the run, and hopefully, you know, they're just as good as this first one. So number 3. All right, collectors. So at number 2 on the top 10 here, we have Conan the Barbarian, issue number 2. I did pick up reading issue number 1, so this is a new ongoing, hopefully it'll be ongoing because I love Conan the Barbarian, but new ongoing Conan the Barbarian series by Titan Comics. Haven't heard of them before. I don't think I have any other Titan Comics, but they're doing really good with this series so far. They're doing Conan the Barbarian, that character, justice in these first couple issues here. So, you know, nothing crazy or super deep, you know, pretty classic sword and sorcery, Conan the Barbarian stuff going on in this book, which I love. You know, Conan and a new female protagonist that's kind of going on this journey with him. You know, they meet in the first issue, and they are tracking this threat, this kind of dark undead army that's making its way to Samaria, Conan's homeland, and they're battling, you know, this undead army along the way, trying to figure out and piece the puzzle together about what's going on with this threat. So anyway, love me some Conan. Worthy of my number 2 spot. All right, collectors, so finally at number 1, we have The Incredible Hulk, number 3. So issue number 3 in the new Incredible Hulk series by Philip Kennedy Johnson and artist Nick Klein. They have both been a great 1-2 punch. You know, Philip Kennedy Johnson is really capturing that sci-fi horror aspect of the Hulk character, and Nick Klein, you know, is doing an equally awesome job, you know, capturing that in his artwork from page to page. In this issue, introduction of Brother Deep, so this giant tentacly, you know, behemoth monster that has been lurking in the mountain, this small sort of mountain village. His spirit, his essence has sort of corrupted the townsfolk into these haunting, zombified people that basically worship him in like a cult-like way. But first appearance of Brother Deep and death of Brother Deep in the same issue. Hulk kicks the crap out of him, and it was awesome to see Hulk basically take on this giant Godzilla-like monster in the bowels and the depths of this mountain. Anyway, Incredible Hulk, just big fan of the character, big fan of this new Incredible Hulk series. I'm glad I got into it right from the get-go, right from issue number 1. And I'm a little bit biased, Philip Kennedy Johnson, I got to meet him in person at a free signing event, and he was really, really awesome, to meet, and just a really nice guy. I got to talk with him about the Incredible Hulk, so I kind of got a little bit more perspective from him here, and kind of his philosophy and his writing style, and his thoughts going into rewriting the story of Hulk that's been done so many times. So he's putting his own spin on it, and I've really enjoyed it so far. So no surprise that this was going to come in at my number 1, because I really enjoyed this series so far. But anyway, hope you liked the video, guys. If you did like it, please click that like button, leave a comment. If you liked my books, tell me if you liked them. If you didn't like them, if you disagreed with my top 10, I'd like to hear that as well. So leave a comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel, get a reminder for any new videos that I post. Join me again for some more collecting fun. Happy hunting, and keep on collecting.